You know how they show that film from them back in '92? I wish they had like some film from our practices in '08. Hey, what's up? This is Chris Paul, and you watching the Chris Paul Quiz with Slam.
You were drafted in 2005 by the New Orleans Hornets.
Yep.
Which one of these players was a teammate of yours during your rookie season? Was it A, J.R. Smith, B, Gennaro Pargo, C, Lee Nailon, or D, Dan Dickau?
Hey, J.R. Smith. Nero didn't come to my second year, and Dan Dickau and Lee Nailon was there before I got there.
Perfect. All right, so that was 15 years ago now. What's like your immediate reaction to think about all that time that's gone by?
Man, it's a lot. I think back to JR. I used to have to pick JR up every day for practice. Every single day. Like JR, we lived in a cul-de-sac in Oklahoma, and I lived on one side of it, and around the corner JR lived, and every single day I picked JR up. And thinking back to it now, me and JR grew up together. Like, even though I'm older, he got to the league before I did. Our families are close. Hell, after I got drafted in 2005, my family was already planning on going on a cruise. JR went with my family on a cruise. Me, him, and my brother stayed in the smallest room you'll ever see in your life.
In 2011, you were featured in a Jordan commercial called Love the Game with Dwayne Wade and Carmelo Anthony, where each of you were playing in local leagues. Which one of these were not a league that you played in? Was it A, the Bayou Women's League, B, the Interparish League, C, the Slidell Church Basketball League, or D, the Magnolia Summer League?
Which one did I not play in?
Correct.
Dang, I sort of remember this commercial too. I was like outside and playing and stuff, I think. Is it B, the Interparish League?
Nah, it's D, the Magnolia Summer League.
Summer League, dang.
How aware are you of, like, at the time of the impact of that summer, and like, what's it like thinking about it now?
Man, it's one of those things where when you're in it, you're not thinking about it. You just sort of enjoying it. And now that I think back to it, I think about like how dope and crazy that was, and it probably won't happen again, right? Just because that's when KD sort of blew up too, because KD was everywhere playing in these games, and we would be in sort of group chats or talking to each other like, yo, y'all wanna go play here? Y'all wanna go play there? And it was a lot of fun, man. But the one that was the funnest to me, obviously, was the one we played in Winston-Salem, at Winston-Salem State University. And like, I actually have to go back and look at that game sometimes to remember who all was playing. And I'm always so grateful for them guys, because them games was competitive.
Early summer of 2002, you committed to Wake Forest. Later that summer, you played in a high school camp against which celebrity? Was it A, Ludacris, B, 2 Chainz, C, Future, or D, J. Cole?
It was Cole. I remember it was a camp. I think it was like preseason or whatnot before the season started. I think we was down in Fayetteville, and Cole was at Terry Sanford, and there was a dude that played on his team that he knew named A.B. Lehman. I used to go to his dad's camp, Austin Lehman. So that's the thing that I remember. I knew that Cole could hoop. To see what he's done and like how big of a motivation he is to not only to millions around the world, but to me. You know what I mean? To know that, you know, I played against this dude in high school, and to know that, you know, I listened to him before games at times and stuff like that to get myself going. And he's rare in that he's not just like dropping nice beats and all that stuff. Like, he really telling you a story. Like, he rapping about something, and it's been dope to get to know him.
What about North Carolina hoops? I feel like somehow it's underrated, you know, nationally, globally. What's like the one thing people don't understand about North Carolina hoops?
It's how competitive it is, and how like deep it is, like how deep it runs. You look at all the hoopers, John Wall, Steph Curry, look at Bam. You know what I mean? You can run them off, PJ Tucker, all these different guys, and I could just keep going on and on for guys from North Carolina.
2003, you played in a number of high school basketball all-star games, including the Capital Classic. Who won co-MVP in that game with LeBron James?
Shannon Brown.
You know, learn a little bit more about you and Bron. When was the first time that you met him, and what was your initial impression?
I think the first time we met was maybe high school. They played in Greensboro against my rival high school, and I went to the game. But when we were 14, my team finished third in the country, and his team finished second in the country. And we was all in Orlando at the AAU Nationals. He was tough because there was a lot of hype. You know what I mean? A lot of hype, and obviously at that age, you following all the rankings and whatnot. But Bron had been ranked like number one since we was, I don't know, maybe since we was like 13 or something like that. Because these kids from California used to be ranked higher than all of us. But I don't know, just he was like athletic and all the hype behind it. He was backing it up. You know what I mean? So.
In 2008, the day before you left for China, there was a group of members from the U.S. national team who stopped at a gas station to eat. Which restaurant did you stop at to eat that day? Was it A, McDonald's, B, Burger King, C, In-N-Out, or D, Wendy's?
It was Wendy's, D.
That is correct. Just, you gotta provide me some insight, like walk us through that day. Like that video is crazy.
What it is, what it T.I.
You know what it is, C-Box 2, we up here at the gas station / Wendy's / Starbucks.
I'm gonna tell you the truth, I don't remember a lot. I see that video on the gram every now and then. I just remember my lip was busted. My lip was busted. That's all I remember from that video is that I had a busted lip. And everybody know that that's the thing that I hate more than anything, right? Is to have my lip busted because then I can't eat right for like a week. So, man, I don't know. That was back when, I don't know, we could just do anything. We could go sit and eat at Wendy's. We could go do all that different type of stuff.
One question about Team USA that year, like the stakes were really high, 08, especially after what happened in 04. How did the chemistry develop on that team, like on and off the court?
So, you know what's crazy is the stakes were high in 08, not necessarily just because of 04, but more so because of 06. So 2006, we played in the World Championships and we lost. And 08, they sort of call it the Redeem Team. Chemistry was crazy because we knew how much it meant. We had a group of us it was a number of us that was on that team in 06. So like practice was crazy in 08. Like it was unbelievably competitive. Like, you know how they show that film from them back in '92? I wish they had like some film from our practices in 08.